What up, YouTube? Team Movies here with the new film coming out on VOD this week, titled The King of Staten Island. Since it is a new comedy directed by Judd Apatow, I decided to go ahead and do my top 5 favorite Judd Apatow movies. Now, he hasn't, now, can you believe he has not really done 10 directing films? He's done like a lot, he has lots of producing credits and all that, and writing credits, but I'm only focusing on his directing credits in this video, in this list, which is hence why I'm doing top 5. I mean, I probably could have done top 10 and added some of his producing credits because he has some really iconic comedy that he also produced. But I'm only focusing on his directing films because his new movie is his first directing film for like since like about 4 years. So, with that being said, here is my top 5 favorite Judd Apatow movies. All right. Coming in at number 5, I'm going to go with the comedy Trainwreck. Now, this was the film that really put Amy Schumer on the map. And in it, you got Amy Schumer, who portrays this magazine writer named Amy, who has who ends up writing a profile about this charming and successful sports doctor played by Bill Hader, and she ends up, falling for him. And you know, this film also has some really fun cameos too. Like you got cameos by LeBron James, John Cena's in this. Uh, you even had Tilda Swinton, Daniel Radcliffe, Ezra Miller. You even had Brie Larson, Marissa Tomei, who's of course in King of Staten Island this week. Pete Davidson, who's also in King of Staten Island, he's in this film. Colin Quinn, Tim Meadows, Method Man, Brandon Park, Norman Lloyd. You had David Tell playing a homeless guy. He was terrific in this. I mean, there is like a mess of funny lovemaking scene with Amy Schumer and John Cena, which was actually pretty funny. Yeah, Trainwreck is hands down funny. It's really cute. It's charming. This film also made me become a bit of a fan of Amy Schumer. Like I've actually, I know the cool thing is to hate on Amy Schumer and all that, but I know Amy Schumer was amazing in this. Her on-screen chemistry with Bill Hader was terrific. Colin Quinn did a pretty good job at playing her pops. I really enjoyed this film, and it was actually Judd Apatow's last movie before he did King of Staten Island. And yeah, if you guys never really seen Trainwreck by now, do yourself a favor, go check out Trainwreck. It's a really funny one. I know there's some people who probably don't even want to watch because they can Schumer and all that, but it's still a pretty funny film. Alright. Coming in at number 4, I'm going to go with the film This Is 40. Now, this is actually a bit of a spin-off of Judd Apatow's Knocked Up, which of course I'm going to talk about here in a bit. Anyway, This Is 40, of course, is a spin-off featuring Paul Rudd and Leslie Mann. You also got Judd Apatow and Leslie Mann's daughters, Iris and Maud Apatow, who, by the way, Maud Apatow is also in King of Staten Island, which comes out this week. She's actually an actress to keep your eye out for. She was pretty. She's really shown that. Yeah, of course. Because sometimes when celebrities put their kids in movies where you talk about, Will Smith or anything like that, sometimes they usually show that because I'm this famous person's kid. I'm all that and stuff. But man, Judd Apatow's daughter is really an actress to keep your eye out for. She was on she's on that show Euphoria, which was pretty decent. She was pretty good in that movie Assassination Nation. She's definitely someone who's gonna make it big in Hollywood down the line. And she was pretty great in this. Now you have, sadly, Seth Rogen and Kat Fahago don't make appearances or anything, but you do got a few other folks, like you got Megan Fox, you've got Jason Segel, Melissa McCarthy was in this. You had Green Day frontman Billy Joe Armstrong. You had Lena Dunham, who of course Judd Apatow worked with on Girls. You had Wyatt Russell, Albert Brooks, John Lithgow, Michael Ian Black. Now this is of course about Pete and Debbie, who were of course characters from Knocked Up, who are of course married and they're raising their two daughters, and so Pete ends up struggling to keep his record label afloat. And so him and Debbie ends up navigating a 3 week of romance and spontaneous and stuff like that. And she and of course they're reaching 40s. Obviously, the title is called "This Is 40," so it's not called "This Is 40" for a reason. And so they need to know if their marriage is still strong and all that, despite them getting older. And by the way, Leslie Mann is in her I believe she was like in her 40s when she did this movie. I don't remember how old she is now, but Leslie Mann, I would say one thing, I've always adored Leslie Mann. Of course, she is married to Judd Apatow and all, but somehow Leslie Mann, I always got kicked out. I always found her to be really funny. Of course, she'd been in stuff like Big Daddy, George of the Jungle, of course, she was great in Blockers. Speaking of John Cena, yeah, this is for is her and Paul Rudd both had really great chemistry on screen, and of course, Leslie Mann have worked with her husband loads of times, and yeah, if you guys haven't really seen This Is 40, it's really a nice, charming. It is part rom com. It is a film about getting older and stuff like that. But yeah, it's also a nice movie about marriage. I mean, if you guys haven't really seen This Is 40, give that one a shot. All right, coming in at number 3. Speaking of Paul Rudd and Leslie Mann, number 3, I'm gonna go with Knocked Up. Knocked Up is hilarious. I mean, here you got Seth Rogen and Katherine Heigl, and Katherine Heigl, of course, plays a rising journalist who's also a correspondent on E News, and here they end up, having a one night stand, and of course she ends up, and Katherine Heigl's character, Allison Scott, ends up, getting pregnant, and so, they're really unsure if they're ready to be parents because, I mean, Seth Rogen's character is a bit of a stoner, so could you really possibly see him as a pops? Let's be real there. And it's a really good one. I mean, Katherine Heigl, and this is actually Katherine Heigl's last great role, to be honest with you. Because lately, Katherine Heigl just hasn't been in anything too perfect lately. But to me, this was like the best performance of hers. Her so, her on-screen chemistry with Seth Rogen was pretty decent. This film also had some really cool supporting roles. You had Paul Rudd and Leslie Mann, of course, playing their the supporting co-star characters. You had Leslie and Judd Apatow's daughters, Mona and Iris Apatow. You also had Jay Baruchel, Jason Segel. You can always focus on that. You also had Jonah Hill was in this. Paul Feig, Adam Scott, Kristen Wiig, Craig Robinson was pretty good in this. You also had Bill Hare. Stormy Daniels even had a cameo on this. You had some really cool. I mean, James Franco even had a little cameo on this. I mean, man, if you guys haven't really seen Knocked Up, it's This Is 40 was cool, but it was a spin-off. I would love to see a sequel to Knocked Up. See where Seth Rogen and Katherine Heigl's character has been through these years and all. Those two were and let's be real, Katherine Heigl really needs a comeback. But anyway, yeah, if you guys never really seen Knocked Up yet, it's a really good
I hope
one.
you got him on camera earlier today.
Yeah.
You got him good on camera earlier today? I figure you're out here all day, right?
Yep.
Good for you, man.
Anyway, sorry about that, guys. Anywho, coming in at number 2, I'm gonna go with the film Funny People. Now, this is of course a comedy, and sorry about that. Anywho, Funny People. Now, this is of course a drama. It really. Sometimes it's hard to really call this a comedy or a drama, but it's part, dramedy and all that. Of course, this is a Judd Apatow directed film that stars Adam Sandler. And Adam Sandler and Judd Apatow was actually roommates before, years ago. So it's kind of interesting that they finally went ahead and did a film together after years of being roommates. And so here you got you got Adam Sandler who plays this comic named George Simmons, who is actually dying from a fatal disease. And so you got the struggling. So he ends up hiring the struggling performer named Ira, played by Seth Rogen, to become like his mentor and all that, and help him out through his rough times. And he's also trying to win a old flame, played by Leslie Mann, who is also married to a guy played wonderfully by Eric Bana. You also have Martin and Iris Apatow also in this film too. Hold on. You also got some other really funny cameos like RZA's in this, Eminem, Ray Romano. I mean, my favorite scene in this is definitely the scene with Eminem and Ray Romano. I mean, if you ever want to see a funny scene where where Eminem is telling Ray Romano that if he that does he wants to fuck him and all that, this is one for you. I mean, it's Eminem hasn't really done a movie like a major movie since 8 Mile, but between this and the interview, it's always funny seeing Eminem pop up in a cameo where he's himself. Of course, you got James Taylor even had a cameo in this. You also had Jonah Hill, Aubrey Plaza. This was actually the movie that kind of introduced me to Aubrey Plaza, by the way. Uh, you got some really funny ones. I mean, you also got Aziz Ansari. I mean, it's called Funny People, but it's not really much of a full-on comedy. It's like a comedy with dramatic elements, and it's probably one of Adam Sandler's best performances. And I always liked his on-screen chemistry with Seth Rogen. I mean, Adam Sandler and Seth Rogen really needs to do another movie together. I mean, they haven't really done a film together since Funny People, but I would love to see those two do something else together. And I mean, it's a shame that Adam Sandler and Judd Apatow never done another film together. I mean, yeah, they were in Zookeeper, but I'm talking about a film that, like, I'll love to see Adam Sandler in another Judd Apatow directed film. Maybe you get Adam Sandler and Pete Davidson to star in a Judd Apatow film together. That would be pretty cool. But anyway, anywho, yeah, if you guys haven't really seen Funny People by now, do yourself a favor, go check out Funny People. It's a really funny one. No pun intended. Alright, now what is Judd Apatow's best work? Obviously, that's an easy one. His best work is obviously his first film he's ever directed. My number one favorite Judd Apatow film of all time obviously goes to the 40-year-old virgin. This was really the movie that really put Judd Apatow on the map. It was his first feature film. It also put Steve Carell on the map. I believe this was either before or after The Office. I can't remember, but I think The Office was in like 2004 or 5. I can't remember if this was like before or after The Office, but anywho. Now, of course, 4-year version is hilarious. I mean, here you've got Steve Carell who plays this, who of course plays this single guy who works at this big box store, and he's living alone, and he's of course 40 years old, and he spends his free time, playing video games and chilling with his friends, played by, of course, his friends are played by Rami Malco and Paul Rudd, and Seth Rogen's also in this. You also got Kevin Hart, Jane Lynch, I believe this was actually Kat Dennings' first feature, if I'm not mistaken. You also had Leslie Mann was also featured in this. You even had a cameo by Stormy Daniels. I mean, I guess Judd Apatow had a crush on Stormy Daniels because she's appeared in 2 of his films. But anyway, yeah, this 4-year version, of course, has Steve Carell, who's like, well, a 40-year-old virgin trying to finally lose her virginity after 4 years, and not to mention he also ends up falling for this local shop owner named Trish, played by Catherine Keener. You even had Elizabeth Banks is in this. I mean, also remember that when he ended up getting his hair waxed, and he used the line Kelly Clarkson. That's a pretty fun line. Yeah, 4-year version is hands down the best work Judd Apatow has ever done. I mean, like I said, it was the first feature film he's ever done. It was, of course, the movie that put Steve Carell on the map. And since then, Judd Apatow's done some other pretty good stuff. And yeah, if you guys have never really seen 4-year version by now, it's to me and other folks, this is, of course, the best work Judd Apatow has ever put together. I mean, it's a really funny one. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. Alright. 5, Trainwreck. 4, This is 40. 3, Knocked Up. 2, Funny People. And number 1 is the 4-year version. Now, Now, there's a few other films that Judd Apatow has also done. Like, those are actually all of his directing films, but the guy has a really cool producing credit. Now, here's some of the cool stuff that Judd Apatow has actually also been involved with. He was involved with Superbad, Heavyweights. If you guys ever seen Heavyweights, that's kind of a childhood favorite of mine. He produced Anchorman 1 and 2. He did Step Brothers. The Big Sick is terrific. He also produced You Don't Mess with Zohan like a year before Funny People. He did Pineapple Express, which he's actually thinking about doing a sequel, which I hope that gets made. Bridesmaids is a good one for Gang Sarah Marshall. The Cable Guy, Walk Hard, Get Him to the Greek, Talladega Nights, Pop Star, Wanderlust, Drill Bit Taylor, The Zen Diaries, which is the Gary Shandling doc, The 5-Year Engagement. He was Pee Wee's Big Holiday, Liar Liar, year one stuff actually. Begin Again, Juliet Naked. It was also just announced that he's going to be doing a documentary about George Carlin, which I'm interested in. Boy, what a cool catalog. I mean, he has a really cool directing resume, but man, his producing credit is pretty top-notch. Anyway, let me leave it to you guys. What are some of your favorite Judd Apatow films? Whether it's his directing credits or his producing credits. Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is T-Move signing off.